Nobody gave me a manual or a brochure when my dad moved in. Nobody sat me down and said, here's what's actually going to happen. So I'm going to be that person for you. These aren't tips I read somewhere. These are 5 things that I have learned the hard way. I'm Heather, and if you're new here, everything I'm about to say, I've been living for the past year and a half. Number 1, I had no idea how hard it was going to be to leave the house. I have aides that come when I go to work, and they're the same aides every week, which is wonderful. They're very good aides. I would say last 3 to 4 months I've had them here, and they're the best that I've had in the year and a half my dad has lived here. So I'm very fortunate to have them. On the weekends, however, the agency will send just a random aide if I want to go do something, go out to eat, go on a date, anything like that. They'll send someone, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not so good. They're just not very interactive, but it's the physical logistics of getting somebody here. And then once I am out, it's on the time clock. It's the mental weight of knowing someone else is responsible for a person that I love, and the weight doesn't lift when I walk out the door. If anything, I'm watching my watch the whole time I'm gone to see what time it is, because I have a curfew. I always joke and call it my curfew. So when I go do anything, I'm on a curfew at 55. So, but it's hard to leave the house. The depression of always coming last, that's number 2. I didn't expect to feel depressed, but I guess that's the only word for it. Every decision that I make is filtered through someone else's needs first. The slow erosion of putting yourself last every single day just takes its toll on you. The accumulation, it gets very heavy over the weeks and months. And nobody warns you about loving and caring for somebody else like that. You start to slowly disappear yourself. But the depression, as heavy as it is, wasn't even the thing that surprised me the most. I didn't know how lonely it was going to be, and that's number 3, is the loneliness. The only help I have besides when my sons are able to come and sit with him is hired help. And that's transactional. It's not very emotional. I'm not married, so no partner to share that weight at the end of the day with that lives in the home with me, which I feel is an advantage for other people. If you have a spouse and they're able to share that load with you, I'm sure that's very helpful. I have that feeling that I'm a prisoner in my own life. I'm never alone, but I definitely feel lonely sometimes. Number 4 is losing my home as my sanctuary. I love my home, and it's my place of peace. And when you come home from work, that should be where your time is to relax and have dinner, watch TV, read a book, whatever. And for me, when I come home, it just feels like I'm just going to my second job. Home used to mean exhale. Now it means the work continues, and there's just no finish line at the end of the day. All 4 of those things are hard, but the last one is probably the one that has surprised me the most. Nobody told me I was going to feel angry. Not at my dad, of course, but just at the situation. There are days where I don't feel like doing this anymore. And the guilt that immediately follows that anger. I used to think that that made me a bad daughter, and that's the last thing I want to feel. But it actually makes me realize that I am a human being, and I'm carrying something incredibly heavy. The anger isn't about him. It's about the life I've lost, and they are 2 different things. But I'm grieving a life that didn't happen. And nobody warned me about that. So if you're about to go through this, or you're already in it, I wanted you to know these things, not to scare you, but because I wish someone had told me, been more upfront and honest about what's really going to happen. You're not weak for feeling any of this. You're not a bad caregiver. You're not a bad daughter, son, whoever. You're a person who loves someone and is paying the price for it that nobody prepared you for. Next week, I want to talk about what I've actually found that helps. Because knowing all of this is one thing, finding a way through it is something else entirely. If you're new here, I've been talking about this since the beginning. I'm Heather. This is Empty Nest Interrupted, and I will see you next week.